Hey everybody, it's Jason Creel and this is a Lawn Care Life. Today I'm going to show you how to kill clover in your lawn without killing the grass. Now I'm working in a centipede lawn, but this would actually work in a lot of different kind of grasses, including some cool season grasses and definitely in Bermuda, zoysia, centipede, even St. Augustine. So I'm going to show you the clover and I'm going to show you the product I'm using. We're going to spray it and then we're going to come back and look at it and just show you that it does work without actually killing the grass. Sound like a good video? Let's get started right now. Alright, so the product I'm using today is called Change Up. And you'll see this is a 2.5 gallon jug, and sometimes people get a little sticker shock when they see the price of a product, you know. I'm really not sure if Change Up comes in a smaller quantity or not. You may can buy it in a smaller quantity, but you know, this can be a little bit expensive buying the whole thing. But like when I'm mixing it up in a backpack sprayer or a little handheld sprayer, I put like 1 ounce in a gallon of water. So you can imagine something like this is going to go a long way, and it's actually not very expensive at all when you're spraying it at that quantity. It's just buying the whole thing can be a little pricey. And I put the surfactant in there, and then today what we're going to do is we're going to go after the clover here. Like I said, you can see the centipede grass here, and there's, you know, all kind of weeds, but obviously here's the white clover, and there's some other cool season weeds. So I'm going to spray some, but then when I'm going to leave some untreated as well, so that we can compare what's been sprayed with what hasn't been sprayed. And I think that'll be good so that we can see it's effective. And then we'll see if it discolors the centipede grass at all. I don't think it will, but you know, let's spray it and let's see it on video and see what happens. All right, I'm using just a little 2-gallon handheld sprayer today, and I'll put links to the sprayer to the products in the description if you want to check those out. But like I said, 1 ounce per gallon of water is what I use, but then I'm just spraying it lightly, okay? So if you're going to sit there and hold the trigger down, which I don't recommend, then you're going to mix it, you know, at a lower rate. But 1 ounce per gallon of water is a fairly high rate. It's within the rate on the label, and you need to follow the label. You also need to wear your PPE. So I've got rubber boots, rubber gloves, long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants. And we're going to spray the clover, and I'm going to hit some of these other weeds. Now I will say there's another product in here that's called Certainty, and a lot of times I mix two products together. Certainty helps on grassy weeds and sedges and things like that. So sometimes I got the Change Up in there for the broadleaves, things like Virginia buttonweed, Lespedeza, spurs, you know, a lot of weeds. But the Certainty's in there in case there's some sedges or kalinga and things like that. But I mix them together. But for the sake of the clover, honestly, the Change Up is the only product we would need for this video. So I'm gonna spray it and then we'll check out the results. Let me say this too, centipede grass is one of the more sensitive types of warm season grasses. So if you can spray this on centipede, centipede and St. Augustine are both more sensitive. If you can do it on centipede, then I know St. Augustine is a little more sensitive to Change Up, but it is labeled for it at a lower rate. But you can definitely do it on Bermuda and zoysia, because centipede, like I said, is usually more sensitive, but Change Up is one of the products that centipede grass is tolerant of. And like I said, it's not just centipede, we're just simply on a centipede lawn today. All right, so I sprayed this part. I did not spray this section or this section over here. So, you know, and by the time we'll keep checking back on this periodically and see how fast it works. It's gonna work faster as the weather warms up. And we are getting up, we're in springtime, the time of this video. So the weather's warming up. We're around in the 70s consistently. So I would expect it to work fairly fast. Of course, if you spray at a higher rate, it's probably gonna work faster, but that's usually not necessary. I had to encourage people sometimes to back off your rate. Don't feel like you gotta, you know, we're not trying to make it die by tomorrow. We're trying to kill the clover and the other weeds without damaging the actual desirable turf grass. So that's what we're gonna do. The grass may be cut before the end of the video, but that shouldn't affect it at all. So a lot of times people ask me, hey, should I cut the grass before I spray or after I spray? Or, you know, I tell people typically, I say, hey, you know, just don't mow it right after I spray, okay? If you want to cut it before, that's fine. You want to cut it after, that's fine, like the next day. But again, the label will guide you as far as how quickly it's rain-proof, rain-fast, and also as far as mowing, things like that. But we should be good. We're getting rain tonight, but that's not a big concern because we got several hours before the rain comes through. Thanks for watching, and we will continue the video with the results. So it's time to check on the clover and see how it's looking and what's been sprayed. I'm going to show you what hasn't been sprayed. We'll compare the two, and we'll continue checking on it over the next several days. All right, so you can see here what has been sprayed, and you're starting to really get some discoloration on the clover here. And the centipede grass is, you know, is very tolerant of change up. And you compare that, if we come over here to some that's not been treated. Now the grass has been cut, but you can see here just, you know, large green clover versus what has been treated. So we're going to continue to watch this and just see how it goes. You know, I think over the next few days, if we get some warmer temperatures, it's going to really speed up the process. But definitely working is what we're wanting to see here, and to be able to kill that without damaging your centipede grass, you know, is what we're going for. It's still green and the clover's dying. So we'll keep checking. So it's been about 6 days since the initial application. We're gonna check on some of the clover that's been sprayed and also some that has not been sprayed and see how it's progressing. Okay, so the clover that's been sprayed, you can see definitely starting to take its toll on it here. You know, the flowers are kind of fading out, and the leaf here is turning brown. And then let's see, you can find some, you compare that with what hasn't been sprayed, just to, you know, pretty obvious the difference here. You can see how nice and healthy that looks. So anyway, definitely working. I think what we're going to do is check on it maybe one more time in this video and continue to see how well it progresses. But I have no doubt by what I'm seeing so far that it is definitely working. And what's also great is the actual centipede grass is not showing any discoloration from the herbicide, so that's awesome to see. So let's take a final look at the clover and see how well it's done. It's been over a week since we initially sprayed it, and yeah, it'll continue to deteriorate over time, but I think we've seen enough to be able to get results. So let me show it to you and then compare it with some healthy clover. All right, so you can see here where it's really taking its toll on that clover there, and you know, some of it's just really defoliated it, I guess you would say. Lots of brown, and what I like seeing is just not much discoloration at all with the centipede grass, which is great, where the clover is, you know, not doing well. And that's what we want to see. I knew that would be a very safe product to use on centipede grass. And then you look here at the clover. One reason I want to show it today because the grass may be cut soon, but you can see how it's just growing and keeps growing, and you know, it kind of loves this spring weather, honestly. So very effective product. You know, the truth is there's other products that would also give you good results on clover. It's not like one magic product usually for certain weeds. Now some products, you know, may be a best product for a certain weed, but sometimes the strategy is just find the common weeds in your yard and find a product like a Change Up or like a Celsius that's labeled for your grass type and be able to take care of them that way in a versatile product. And it's not always a situation where I'm gonna blanket the whole yard. I'm gonna do that early in the year with the pre-emergent, maybe a post-emergent to take care of most of the weeds. But then you get some tough weeds that are a little harder to control. Then you got that, you know, backpack sprayer, little 2-gallon hand sprayer that you can go in there and spot treat the weeds. So that's what we did in this video. Hope you learned something. Leave a comment if you want to. Appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. And if you're in the lawn business or thinking about starting a lawn business, you can go to lawncarelife.com. There's a lot of resources and training material available for you there. Talk to you later. Bye.